stopping on the side of the road and then getting back on the road once the officer passed.
Anything illegal with that? We need to have like a workshop on how to write ORs, man. Everything in this office report is conclusory. You know, is he driving while black?
There are many ways justice can catch up to a corrupt police officer, but the most decisive place is the courtroom. Today, we'll look at moments where corrupt cops were hit with well-deserved karma by these honest judges. We begin with Judge Fleischer, who has become well known for his fair and compassionate approach. He was reviewing a case involving an individual charged with fleeing and eluding, and he carefully examined the details.
Yes, Judge. On October 27, 2024, officer was conducting a routine patrol on Eldridge Parkway when he noticed the defendant's motor vehicle traveling at an unsafe speed, exceeding the posted 35-mile-per-hour zone. The vehicle then began driving in a suspicious manner by making a sudden left turn on the street and immediately parking on the left side of the road. When the vehicle noticed the officer's fully marked patrol vehicle passing, it immediately conducted a U-turn and got back on the main road. When officer continued to follow the defendant's vehicle, the vehicle again conducted a left turn and pulled into an alleyway. When the officer initiated his emergency equipment in an attempt to conduct a traffic stop, the defendant's motor vehicle passed multiple safe stopping points before finally coming to a stop after traveling 0.5 miles through a dark and empty parking lot.
What was he doing wrong?
Judge Fleischer wasn't going to be convinced so easily, and he made sure that there was a reasonable, articulable suspicion for the officer to conduct the traffic stop. But as it turned out, it was a fishing stop without any reason.
Sir, he was originally traveling at an unsafe speed, exceeding the speed limit, 35 miles. He was exceeding that speed limit.
By how much?
Let me see the DMs if he specified. Your Honor, he did not specify. It was just an unsafe speed exceeding the limit. And then
Nothing's unsafe to me.
And then he began driving, according to the officer, in a suspicious manner, making sudden turns and then stopping on the side of the road and then getting back on the road once the officer passed. So
Anything illegal with that? You
Your
know?
Honor, I believe it would just be the speed limit would be the point at which the officer.
It's a conclusory statement. We need to have like a workshop on how to write ORs, man. For real. You know, everything in this office report is conclusory, suspicious, aloysius. You know, is he driving while black?
The judge had spent 2 decades as a defense attorney, and after witnessing repeated injustices by corrupt officers, decided to become a judge to ensure no one was punished unlawfully.
Will you allow us just a few minutes to call the officer just to see? We don't have an OR, we're just going off of the
Sure,
DMs.
let's do this. I'm gonna have him, because I want to make sure if we find probable cause that it's really there. All right, so just hang tight for me. We're gonna have to do a little deeper dive. If you just mind taking a seat for me momentarily, okay?
Finding no probable cause for the stop, the judge dismissed the case, ensuring that the corrupt officer does not try to play with the Constitution and make wrongful arrests. Moving on, here's another instance where Judge Fleischer saved an individual from a corrupt cop.
I find it conclusory as well. What does illegal window tint mean? How is it illegal? Why? You know, it's completely conclusory.
An individual named Perez was arrested and charged with marijuana possession after a traffic stop, and during the court hearing, the judge noticed something between the lines that no one else had caught.
You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You ready?
April 9th, 225 in Jefferson County, Texas, a law enforcement officer he was on patrol when he observed a vehicle with illegal windshield tint and the front windshield traveling down the road. The law enforcement officer conducted a traffic stop.
Did we not have this exact one? Was it like yesterday or the day before? Same thing, really?
I'm not sure about the illegal window.
It was tint and then there was, on that one there was something else. Okay, anyways, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I lost one. The law enforcement officer made contact with the defendant who was identified by a section driver's license and observed a strong odor of marijuana emanating from the vehicle, and his person, law enforcement officer, immediately detained the defendant and asked the defendant if there was any marijuana in the vehicle, and the defendant admitted to having half a blunt and a pistol from his glove compartment in the vehicle. Law enforcement officer conducted a proper cause search, which resulted in the finding of a Glock firearm located in the glove compartment and .30 ounces of marijuana. Marijuana in the firearm.
Once again, there was no probable cause to pull him over in the first place, which makes everything that followed a fruit of the forbidden tree. Watch how the judge immediately sides with Perez, dismissing the case.
I find it conclusory as well. What does illegal window tint mean? How is it illegal? Why? You know, it's completely conclusory. Is that the only reason for the stop?
That is the only reason I have to stop here.
Okay. Mr. Perez,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to find that there's no probable cause to go forward in your case. When you have illegal substances in your car, you are rolling probable cause. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Probably. Be careful out there. You get one life. You start racking up convictions, it's not going to go well for you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Judge Fleischer took these corrupt cops to the cleaners, and watch how he dismissed this next case too.
I find no probable cause in your case. Just be careful, man. When you get into a pissing match with
I understand.
who's going to win,
They are.
In March 2025, Houston police officers were searching for a murder suspect when they confronted Jonathan Cerna and arrested him for interference. Fortunately, his case landed before Judge Fleischer, who made sure he wasn't mistreated.
sir, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant.
Yes, sir.
You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes, sir. On March 28, 2025, an officer was in the process of serving a capital murder warrant on a suspect in Harris County, Texas. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who was identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the officer's perimeter, got out of their motor vehicle and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The officer's supervisor ordered the defendant to stop and stay right there. The defendant refused and continued to ignore officers while walking towards the residence. The officer's supervisor ordered the defendant to step back multiple times and then grabbed the defendant and took him to the ground.
Him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was he the capital murder suspect?
No, Your Honor.
I live there. Stop. Oh, sorry.
Mr. Cerna was simply trying to go home when the entire altercation unfolded. He was even shoved to the ground and manhandled by a group of power-tripping officers.
They were in the process of serving a warrant on someone else at the residence, and that's when they came in contact with the defendant.
Okay.
Warrant was stopped. He refused to stop going towards the residence. Your Honor. And there was a brief struggle where he was detained.
Was the murder suspect there?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. It does not say. I have no further facts that show if the warrant was service was complete on the warrant or not, Your Honor, or completed at the time. I just believe they were in the process and believed him to be at the residence, and that's been this incident.
Read it again, if you don't mind.
Yes, Your Honor. He was identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the perimeter, got out of the vehicle, walked to the sidewalk, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The supervisor then ordered the defendant to stop and to stay right there. The defendant refused and continued ignoring officers and walking towards the residence.
The judge quickly recognized why the arrest was unlawful and wasted no time calling out the officer responsible. He ultimately dismissed the charges and released Mr. Cerna.
Okay, so now, but when you first started, you said they were going to a capital murder suspect in a car.
Yes, Your Honor. That's what. So I was originally reading the summary, and I'm going straight from the agenda now, Your Honor. It looks like the suspect was observed inside a truck at a nearby residence.
So the suspect is not even in the residence. No.
Then they later state that there was that the suspect, that the defendant here was walking towards the residence where the murder suspect was. I'm not sure, Your Honor.
I find no probable cause in your case. Just be careful, man. When you get into a pissing match with
I understand.
who's going to win,
They are. I understand.
no?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hand,
Did that?
please.
This judge certainly knows how to defend citizens' rights. But moving on, we have a case where a deadly officer was finally held accountable, and justice was ultimately served in the courtroom.
Found the defendant Aaron York Dean guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the offense of manslaughter. Assessed his punishment at confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for 11 years, 10 months, 12 days.
Police officer Aaron Dean committed the tragic killing of Tatiana Anderson in 2019 while she was inside her own home. He was later charged with murder, and it didn't take long for the jury to find him guilty.
Y'all did fabulous when we did the guilt-innocence verdict, okay? Same rules apply. I don't know what this verdict is. Can't have any emotions, all right? Let's bring him in. Verdict reads, we, the jury, having found the defendant Aaron York Dean guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the offense of manslaughter, assess his punishment and confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for 11 years, 10 months, 12 days. They do not assess a fine. And it is signed by the presiding juror. You may be seated. Thank you very much.
Officer Dean was not convicted of murder, but was instead found guilty of manslaughter. He received an 11-year prison sentence, which offered some measure of relief to the victim's family.
Juror number 1, is this your verdict? Yes, Your Honor. Juror number 3, is this your verdict? Yes, Your Honor. Juror number 4, is this your verdict? Yes, Your Honor. Juror number 6, is this your verdict? Yes, Your Honor. Juror number 9, is this your verdict? Juror number 37, is this your verdict? Juror number 38, is this your verdict? Yes, Your Honor. Your verdict will be received and filed. Thank you very much. Mr. Gill, Mr. Brissett, is there any legal reason why sentence should not be pronounced? No legal reason. Mr. Dean, it's the jury having found you guilty of the offense of manslaughter and assessed this punishment. It's the order of the court you be remanded to the custody of the sheriff, be delivered to the director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve your sentence as required by law. You will receive credit for all the time that you have served in custody on this case from the date of your original arrest up until today, which would be the date of sentence.
Even during sentencing, the officer didn't show any remorse and kept a straight face, clearly showing he wasn't sorry for what he had done.
If you are indigent and cannot afford a lawyer, I would conduct an indigency hearing to determine if you are indigent. And if you are indigent, I would appoint a lawyer to represent you on appeal and provide you a record of this appeal of this trial at no cost. Is there an allocution? You may be seated. Thank you very much.
The disgraced officer continues to serve his sentence and would not be eligible for parole for another 4 years, while this killer cop was punished in court. But sometimes officers are taken care of and dismissed in public and don't even have to go to court.
Our conversations ever have.
All right, good. You're dismissed.
What's that?
You are dismissed then.
Famous auditor James Madison was walking and filming along a public roadway with a friend when he noticed a loose sticker on the back of a car and gently pressed it to secure it. Little did he know that a corrupt officer would stop him over something so petty.
Nice sticker you got there.
Which one? This one?
This is not free. Yeah. Support our veterans.
Which way? I guess we'll go back. Hey guys.
How you doing? Any reason why you grabbed the back bumper of that vehicle over there?
We're trying to move his bumper.
You're trying to move his bumper?
The sticker was falling down. I tried to seal it back up.
So you touch other people's cars? Let me go take a look at it.
Hey.
This is the handicap area too.
Okay. Are we being detained at all by chance? Okay. Thank you, sir.
I just saw you grab the rear of the bumper. You're gonna have to hang tight. You guys can go.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of state law that is violation.
Like I didn't even break into his car or nothing. That's fine.
Hey there, what's your name, sir?
Anderson.
Anderson, badge number?
Sorry?
Badge number?
32400.
Thank you.
And yours?
27814.
Thank you.
Deputy Sheriff Concepcion.
Thank you.
I was trying to remember how to pronounce that name. Thank you.
The deputy detained them for a completely unlawful reason, unaware that he was about to be thoroughly called out by the very person he tried to intimidate.
Yeah, no worries. Like I said, I was just trying to be a little patriotic.
It's not your belongings, okay?
I didn't try to take it.
All right, you guys,
I was trying to
where you guys-
fix it.
Where you guys heading to? I understand your constitution.
We're heading up Lake Worth Avenue or Lake Avenue or whatever that is, and heading back to our vehicle.
You're heading back to your vehicle?
Yes,
All right.
sir. We were just.
So he was detained at that point in time?
What's that?
He was detained, you're saying?
Sir, I was inquiring why he was touching somebody else's car.
I'm just trying to figure out if that's
We're
a
just
state
trying
law
to-
violation.
If he hadn't touched somebody's car, I wouldn't have stopped and discussed it.
Is that a state law violation to
Sir,
touch a car?
Sir, if you're touching other people's cars, I don't know what his intent is, sir.
I'm just saying,
That
is
gives
that-
me a reasonable suspicion to have a discussion.
What crime would
you
that be
please-
for a
would you
reasonable
please go,
suspicion?
sir? This discussion.
I'm free to leave or free to go?
You're free to go,
Free to
sir.
stay as well?
Huh? You can stay and do whatever you want.
Okay.
The deputy thought he could outsmart and intimidate him, but James was a seasoned auditor who knew the law and his constitutional rights inside out. Watch how he completely schools the deputy.
I just want to see if that was detainment for there, and your name is?
Sir, my name is Deputy Durr.
And badge?
I stopped him because he touched the car and he admitted to do so, and I
And
checked
is
the car
that
out.
a state law violation? I know, like
Sir, I
1802?
didn't know what I had, okay?
Okay. So you
you guys
detained
are-
based off
you
of
guys
not
are
knowing
free
what
to
you
go.
have.
All right. Have a good day.
What was your badge number before you leave, sir?
It's 3561.
35. Are you the
sir.
supervisor here as well?
Huh?
Are you the supervisor on all these guys?
No, we don't have a supervisor here.
Okay, good. All right, so
No
good.
detail, okay?
So we're just trying to figure that out. You got detained for no state law violation, sounds like.
Copy that. But have a great day, guys. Thanks a lot.
You gotta have reasonable suspicion of a crime. It's what.
Sure, that's why I went back to the car. I checked it out. I didn't have anything else.
You guys gotta walk around.
Okay.
You're free to go.
That's why I don't know if you heard when I said this guy knocked this fence down. That sounded like, I don't know if that was disorderly conduct, but
Sure, our conversations ever have.
All right, good. You're dismissed.
What's that?
You were dismissed then.
The deputy was clearly stunned to be shut down like this, and it was likely the first time he had ever been challenged so effectively. Back again with Judge Fleischer, who once again is here trying to protect someone from these evil tyrants on the road.
Mr. Barnes, I'm going to find no probable cause. Just be careful, all right? Really.
This black guy was charged with possession of marijuana, and you'd be shocked to discover how the officer actually got to it.
So we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I just want to see if there's enough to go forward on your case. I don't know what happened. Okay, Alex, please.
Yes, Judge. On September 4th, 2024, the officer observed a hand-to-hand transaction between the driver of a parked vehicle and another individual. The defendant was a passenger in the vehicle, and the officer approached and smelled a strong odor of marijuana. The officer asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle and saw in plain view a scale in the driver's side door, and the officer detained the defendant and the driver. The officer found a bag of marijuana in the defendant's waistband pursuant to a pat-down, and the weight of the marijuana was 1.27 ounces.
You're telling me he saw him do a hand-to-hand transaction or someone else?
The driver of the vehicle was a hand-to-hand transaction, and when he approached the vehicle, he asked the defendant and the driver who did a hand-to-hand transaction to exit.
Turns out the poor guy was just sitting on the passenger side of the vehicle and had not even caused any trouble, yet he was taken out of the car and searched, which clearly violates his Fourth Amendment rights. Watch how Judge Fleischer takes no time in getting rid of the case.
And furthermore, the officer smelled an odor of marijuana.
I know, but why would he search him?
What?
I get it on the driver because he sees the hand-to-hand contact with them, but he's just sitting there.
Your Honor, the only thing would be officer safety, just the pat down.
All right, Mr. Barnes, I'm going to find no probable cause. Just be careful, all right? Really. You hang with dogs, what happens? No. You get fleet. Well, you can get bit too, right? Please.
Because a bad dog.
Just don't hang out with the wrong people, all right? Come on.
It's satisfying how this judge keeps owning these corrupt cops and always delivers in favor of the citizens. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today, we saw cases in which cops were shut down in court, and finally justice was served to the people they had wronged. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to watch these fantastic auditors owning these thugs.
You don't gotta be here.
So did you find out what the law is?
You're a real smart guy, huh?
Yeah.